Great good morning to all. I, Sumit Kumar Singh, welcome all of you in magadhputraupsc UPSC YouTube channel. My dear friends, today in this video we are going to read, recall and revise the syllabus of law as an optional subject in BPSC Mains examination. The candidates who are supposed to take as an optional subject in a Mains examination as a law, because it is very high scoring subject in BPSC Mains examination. So before taking it at least once a time, you have to go through the syllabus to know what are the content inside it. Otherwise, maybe in future it may create problem and you are unable to develop an interest in this subject. So before taking or before choosing, before opting as optional in BPSC Mains examination, at least once a time you have to go through the whole syllabus of section 1 and section 2 as well. So let us start with section 1. Part A, Constitutional Law of India. 1. Nature of the Indian Constitution, of the distinctive features of its federal character, fundamental right, directive principles and their relationship with fundamental right, fundamental duties, right to equality, right to freedom of speech and expression, right to life and personal liberty, religious, cultural and educational rights, constitutional position of the president and relationship with the council, ministers, governors and his power, Supreme Court and High Court, their powers and jurisdictions, Union Public Service Commission and State Public Service Commission, their powers and functions, principles of natural justice, distribution of legislative powers between the Union and the state, delegated legislation, its constitutionality, judicial and legislative control. Point number 14, administrative and financial relation between the Union and the state. Point number 15, trade, commerce and intercourse in India, emergency provisions, constitutional safeguards to civil servant. Point number 18, parliamentary privileges and immunities. Point 19, amendment to of the constitutions. Now part B, international law. Nature of international law: source, treaty, custom, general principle of law recognized by civilized nations, subsidiary means for the determination of law, resolutions of international organ and regulation of specialized agencies, relationship between international law and municipal law, or state recognitions and state succession, territory of states, modes of acquisition, boundaries, international rivers, sea, island, waters, territorial sea, contiguous zones, continental, self-exclusive economic zone, and ocean beyond national jurisdictions, air, space and aerial navigations, outer space, exploitations and use of the outer space, individual nationality, stateless, human rights and procedures available for their enforcement, jurisdiction of a state, basis of jurisdiction, immunity from jurisdiction, extraditions and asylums, diplomatic missions and consular posts, treaties, formation, application and terminations, state responsibility, United Nations, its principal organs, powers and functions, peaceful settlement of disputes, lawful recognition of the force, aggression, self-defense, interventions, legality of the use of nuclear weapons, ban on testing of nuclear weapons, nuclear non-proliferation treaty. Now section 2, law of crimes and torts. Law of crime, concept of crime, acute, reus, mens rea and statutory offences, punishment, mandatory sentences, preparation and attempts. Indian penal codes, application of the codes, general exceptions, joint constructions, liability abatement, criminal conspiracy, offences against the state, offences against public tranquility, offences by or relating to public servant, offences against human body, offences against property, offences relating to marriage, cruelty by husbands or his relatives to wife, defamations, and protection of the Civil Rights Act 1955, Dowry Provisions Act 1961, Prevention of Food Adulteration Act of 1954. Part 2, law of torts. Nature of tortious liability, liability based on the false and strict liability, statutory liability and various liability, joint torts, features, remedies, negligence, occupiers liability and liability in respect of structures, detentive and convergent deformations, nonsense, conspiracy, false imprisonment and malicious prosecutions. Now point number 3, law of contract and mercantile law. Formation of contract, factors, vitiating consent, void, voidable, illegal and unenforceable agreement, performance of contract, dissolution of contractual obligations, frustration of contract, quasi-contract, remedies for breach of contract, sale of goods and high purchase, agency, formation and dissolution of partnership, negotiable instrument, and the bankers customers relationship, government control and private companies, the Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act of 1969, the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. So these are the syllabus of section 2. We have already gone through the syllabus of section 1, optional subject law, BPSC mains examination. So that's all. Before choosing it as optional, it is very high scoring in BPSC. At least once a time you have to go through the whole syllabus, section 1 as well as section 2. So that's all today in this video. And if you're the first time on my channel, then like it, share it, as well as subscribe it. Also press the bell icon for more updates. Thank you once again. Have a great day.